gone. Now you're probably wondering what the heck we're talking about. So yesterday we found a little puppy here. She was crying, it was really cold outside and we thought she needed help. So we brought her inside for the day, gave her some food, kept her warm. But as the day went on, we realized she wasn't your average puppy. She seemed pretty wild. And when we brought her outside to go to the toilet later in the day, she actually ran off. So we weren't sure if she was going to be okay. It was still freezing cold outside. So we brought some food and blankets and left it in here for her. It all seems untouched, so we think that's a good sign, and she's found her pack again. Now you're probably thinking, wild dogs? Welcome to the countryside of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
We are Sarah and Marek. In October 2020, we left our home country of South Africa and set out to see the world using budget travel strategies to make our travels last as long as possible. From working on a traditional winery in Georgia, to a sailboat in Turkey, to attempting to hitchhike over 1,800 kilometers in 4 days, our budget travels have by no means been boring or uneventful. We can't wait to see what's next.
What are we doing all the way out here?
This is our new workaway. This is not your average workaway. This is a house-sitting job. And it's not your average house-sitting job either. Upon arrival, when we collected these keys, the guy told us that the electricity in the house was not working, and he thought that there was a problem with the fuses. So we bought a few fuses, we replaced them, and it still wasn't working. Turns out, the main electricity supply was turned off. First of many problems sorted. He then suggested that we buy some wood to heat the house in case we couldn't get electricity sorted. Now it is at this point that we're thinking, what have we got ourselves into?
Now, in case you think we're being pretty dramatic when it comes to the electricity, we knew before coming here that there would be no running water. And our host is not actually in the country. So the thought of having no electricity and no running water was a little bit too much to handle when we arrived in the dark and in the cold. Luckily, she has organized a couple of things and there are arrangements in place. One of which being the local rafting center, which is just across the street where we can go and have a nice hot shower. Also where we were able to collect some drinking water. And for washing dishes, we actually use rainwater.
Another big question. How do we go to the toilet? That right there is the toilet. It's literally just a bucket. It's supposed to be a compost toilet, but because of all the rain, it's now a bucket that's full of water. So honestly, this is how we go to the toilet.
Two more things that are not included in this workaway are Wi-Fi and food. The internet was pretty easy to come by, but the groceries were a bit of a different story. So we're about 11 kilometers outside of the next major city of Banja Luka, and there is a grocery store in the village, but it's really limited and they only accept cash. And we generally don't travel with that much cash. So the other day, we made a mission to go into town and get some groceries, and the whole expedition took us about 3.5 hours. Now we think that's a pretty good summation of budget travel. You basically pay in time. A little grocery trip, 3.5 hours.
Hello little water bottle. We're not talking about this guy now, we are talking about gas. Now after everything that we've mentioned, on our second night of being here, our gas ran out. Now, long story short, I ended up having to carry this gas bottle 1.5 kilometers to the nearest bus stop. Now, through the strange looks from the locals as well as the bus driver, take it on the bus all the way to town, get it replaced, bring it all the way back. Now, to put it into perspective, when full, this gas bottle weighs 25 kgs, and I had to walk it all the way back to the house on my back. But now, luckily, we have gas again. This was 2 days ago, and I'm still recovering. All in all, that took us a full 3 days to finally be fully settled into this house.
But enough complaints out of us. We don't actually enjoy talking about the negatives so much and focusing on it so much, but we do like showing you guys the reality and the real side to us traveling this way.
But what's it like to actually live here?
For the rest of this video, we want to show you a typical day in the life of living in this little house out in the countryside.
If you're from the west side, Cali, born and raised right from the town with the palm trees and good vibes, you know the best ride, soaking up the sunshine. And we hustle cause we tryna live a good life. I'm driving down the coast, homies in the back, bumping loud. You know, we ain't got no worries. This my own. I don't plan on leaving. There ain't nothing better than the west side. That's right.
Yeah.
We get the bag and then run it back. And I'm like, ooh, we on the map. We get the bag and then run it back. And I'm like, ooh, we know what's up. We know. Every day's a new day and it is a blessing.
It may not look like much, just a simple cheese, jam, and naan, but it will be so satisfying after all the work that we got done today. Now, this would be a typical day for us, except usually the hours that we put towards filming today would go towards editing videos, working on our website, working on some other exciting projects that we've got going on. And to be honest, that is exactly what we'll be working on as soon as we put the camera down. But we're so happy with everything we got done today. We feel like it's been a very productive day and we're just happy to be here. It's a very peaceful and naturey environment. Every day for about 2 or 3 hours there are a bunch of goats outside and they're adorable because a guy brings them down to graze on the grass right by the house. So it's just nice to be here.
Now, honestly, the first few days were quite tough and it was just challenging getting everything together. But now all of that is fixed and sorted. It's such a nice place to be and we're really enjoying our time here. We're not too sure how long we're going to be here still for, but it will definitely be at least a week. We've got a couple of more video ideas for our time here, so don't go anywhere just yet. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. He then suggested that we buy some wood to heat the home in case we couldn't get the electricity. Yes, that's right.
Heat the home.
Heat the home, yeah.
And for washing dishes, we actually use rainwater.
Ooh.
Are you okay?
I love that.